modal class, or the highest value in the frequency is 36, and that's in the 100 to 200 section. Cumulative frequency is doing the running total. So the first one is 10, then 10 add 36, which is 46, 10, 36, 34, which is 80, 10, 36, 34 and 20 makes 100. Plus 15 is 115, and plus the last 5. And plus, they told me it was 120 in the question, so it's good it matches up. Then we're going to plot this. So it's the highest value on the inequality with 10. So there's 110, 240, 42, 44, 46, 300 with 80, 400 with 100, 500 with 110, 12, 14, 15, and the last one at 120. And then join them up, ideally with a ruler. Interquartile range, well, I've got 120 results, so 120 divided by 4, is 30. So if I read off the 30 result, it's at 150, 160, halfway through 155. A 120 times 3/4 is 90, so that's where my upper quartile is. Which seems to come down exactly at 350. So the interquartile range is the bigger, subtract the smaller, so 195. To spend more than 450, well, here's 450. And it's how many spend more, so it's how big is this group, which is 10 or 12. We've got tangents meeting radius, so this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees. So if I look at this four-sided shape, it must add up to 360, and so far I've got 74 and 90 and 90. Which is 254. So the other angle, 360 subtract 254, is 106. Then I've got an arrowhead, and circle laws tell me the angle at the edge is half the angle in the middle. So 106 divided by 2 is 53. So I want to find out about a straight line, so the equation I'm going to use is y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. The gradient of the original line is -2. I want something perpendicular. Now the perpendicular, the gradient isn't the same, it's -1 divided by the first one. x1 and y1 are the numbers that it goes through. So x1 is 4, y1 is 7. Crosses the x-axis, so it does something like that, is where the y coordinate is 0. So we're going to replace y with 0. Let's check what -1 over -2. That's positive a half. Sorry. X subtract 4. And we need to work out what x is. So the opposite of divide by 2 is to multiply by 2. And the opposite of subtract 4 is to add 4. So x is -10 and y is 0. Possibly the best method of doing this is to try some values. So when x is 1, what do I get? So I get 4 to the power of 2 lots of 1 multiplied by 2 to the power of 1 is 32. So that's too small. So let's try a number a bit bigger. Let's try 2. Is 1024, so that's too big, so I need to go in between. So let's try 1.5. Is 181.01, so it's a little bit too big, so let's go a little bit lower, 1.4. And I get exactly the right answer, so it's 1.4. If you want to do this with algebra, well, 128 is 2 to the power 7, 4 is 2 squared, power to a power means we multiply them, so 2 multiplied by 2x is 2 to the 4x. When we multiply, we add up the powers. So 4x plus another x makes 5x. Now both sides of my equation start with a 2. So I end up with 7 equals 5x. Opposite of multiply by 5 is to divide by 5. And 7 divided by 5 is the 1.4 that we found before. N means the total number, so A union B is the 7, 3, 8 and 1, but I need to add them all up to get the grand total of 19. A dashed, so outside of A, intersect with C. So outside of A is the 8, the 1, the 4 and the 9. Intersect, what of that overlaps with C, which is just the 1 and the 4. So it's 1 and 4, which makes 5. A dashed, we've just said, is the 8, the 1, the 4 and the 9. B dashed is the 7, the 4 and the 9. We're not going to count the 4 and 9 twice, and we just add up what's left. So 8, add 1, add 7, add 4, add 9 is 29.